What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning David Haye and Dillian Whyte. David Haye feels that Dillian Whyte is in denial about his knockout loss to Alexander Povetkin, with his belief that it was a lucky punch that KO'd him in the 5th round. Whyte attempts, of course, is to make sense of what happened to him against Povetkin, has concluded that it was a mere minor mistake on his part. That's something that David Haye doesn't buy. Haye points out that Povetkin, which is 36-2 and 25, used the same left uppercut to knock out Carlos Takam in the 10th round in 2014. But used that punch during his sparring sessions with Derek Chisora. In other words, luck had nothing to do with Povetkin 41 knocking out Whyte, which is now 27-2 and 18. The left hook that Povetkin throws is one of his primary weapons in his arsenal, and it's troubling that Whyte wasn't better prepared for that. Did Dillian Whyte not do his homework? That's the question. Okay, now I'm glad that I read this article, and I wanted to counterpunch this on David Haye. David Haye, if Dillian Whyte hasn't done his homework, we'll get to that later. David Haye definitely has. Okay, he's noticed that the left upper is one of the weapons that Povetkin uses. Okay, he's a shorter fighter. I mean, he's not hella short, but he's shorter than most in the day's stable of fighters, because you have Wilder, you have Fury, you have Joshua. These guys are tall, and he's been in the ring with Joshua and was assigned at one point of time. Okay, and since Povetkin is a guy that's known to launch himself inside with uppercuts, he's a shorter guy. He does most of his damage, or 70 to 80% of his damage, on the inside. Things that you must pay attention to when a fighter that fights like that is the punches that they like to throw. Okay, and David Haye has pointed those out. Knocked out Carlos Takam, sparred with Derek Chisora, so I think he felt the uppercut from Povetkin, Derek Chisora. And one thing he's letting out of one thing he's not mentioning, that this guy, Povetkin, had buckled Joshua with that same uppercut, if you can remember. So then Joshua felt that uppercut, okay? So that really should solve problems about people hating on Joshua, saying that he's chinny. Obviously, he can take that damn uppercut, okay? Now, here's the kicker and the question. Was Dillian Whyte prepared for this type of fight? Now that we look at everything that has said and done, everything about Povetkin being skilled, being experienced, being a veteran of the sport, a former champion himself, I have to agree with David Haye. It was not a lucky punch, but I will agree with what Dillian Whyte said. He said that he wasn't prepared, okay? He made a mistake. Yes, he made a mistake, but the mistake that he made was not knowing what Povetkin is capable of doing. He thought Povetkin was going to go to the body. Now, Povetkin did land that body shot. He kept throwing it. He kept throwing it. He kept throwing it. It was a perfect setup. But see, it was a perfect puzzle piece for Dillian Whyte for disaster. Okay, knowing what we know about Dillian Whyte, the one punch that either knocked him out or knocked him down was what? An uppercut. So we know his chin is weak to uppercuts. Okay, that knockout puzzle piece came with placing an uppercut to the chin. When you apply that, down goes Dillian Whyte. It's been done too many times. Okay, and knowing that, see, honestly, knowing something about your fighter, which I'm disappointed now in the trainers. So if the trainers don't know, yo, my fighter can't take these type shots, that's something they should know. That's something they should know, and that's something that they should have took in consideration. Stay away from Povetkin on the inside because he likes to throw uppercuts, and we know what your weakness is. You know what I'm saying? So that might have been an error on the trainer's behalf, because that's something that he's supposed to know, or his trainers, the people that was working to know, or knew rather, past tense, because the shit has happened. He got knocked spark out. Okay, so it seems to me they didn't do their homework like they supposed to, and especially when you call a punch like that a lucky punch. No, you can't take uppercuts, as we've witnessed, and you get hit with an uppercut. So that means you threw caution to the wind, or you didn't know the capabilities of that fighter and what that fighter does on the inside, which that's the bulk of his attack offensively. Throwing punches like that. Okay, that's his offensive game. Uppercuts, left hooks. Think about it. And he threw it well, and it was planned. It was timed. And down goes Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, this is my counterpunch. Okay. Dillian Whyte has to really understand who he really is as a fighter, what his true weaknesses are, without deceiving himself. Because if he keeps thinking, oh, it was just a lucky punch, man. Here's just a lucky punch, man. If he keeps thinking that, he's going to get knocked out again, because no one has bothered to tell him, yo, you can't take uppercuts. Uppercuts are very, very devastating to you. So stay away from them. Okay, that's what they should be telling him without bullshitting him. If they're not telling him that, they're telling him the wrong thing. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of David Haye pointing out that. Do you think Dillian Whyte is still in denial about his knockout? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.